Hey, what's up guys? So Radenso is about to release their long-awaited update for the Radenso HD Plus called the Radenso RC. We had a chance to take a look at it last year in Las Vegas at SEMA, and here it is in the flesh. It's going to be released in about 6 weeks or so, and this is going to be the first look at this new remote mount radar detector. Now, what is it exactly? Well, a lot of you guys are already familiar with the Radenso HD Plus. It's this guy. Radenso has a high-performance, long-range remote mount radar detector. A number of us have been running one. We've had a chance to test it, and the performance of this guy is fantastic. It runs right up there with your remote M3, so it's definitely a top performance radar detector, can keep up with the Stinger in many situations, which is very impressive. Now, the BSM filtering here is also pretty good, but what it's lacking is its own brains, effectively. It's a remote mount radar detector. There's currently been 2 ways to run it. The first way is to plug it into an anti-laser priority, the laser jamming system. The ALP is compatible with many different radar detectors, including the Radenso HD Plus. So the ALP would be the brains, effectively, for the radar detector. Now, another option, if you don't want to run the ALPs and you want a standalone system, Radenso has made it available with the Beltronics 975. This is an old, dated kind of controller for different radar detectors. It's kind of a generic one that a variety of different detectors can plug into. It's old, it's kind of ugly, it's dated, and so Radenso actually wanted to release their own version of it, which they're calling the Radenso RC. It's brand new, and it's got a lot of really cool features that I want to go ahead and talk about here. So basically, you've got the same HD Plus antenna, but with Radenso's standalone controller. Now, what's special about this guy is a number of things. If we take a close look at it here, you see we've got a number of different ports, but one of the things that I want to point out is you see it supports not only 1, but 2 radar detectors, both a front and rear radar detector. So, yes, arrows are coming. You're going to be able to plug in both a front and a rear antenna. I actually have an HD Plus in my car already. Here's a second one, so I'm going to be able to plug in the second one into my car, and now I've got arrows. This guy is also going to be able to integrate with several different laser jammers, so you can run it standalone as its own standalone radar detector, or you can pair it with 2 different laser jammers. You can pair it with Genevo's laser jammer, the Genevo FF, which is good if you live overseas in Europe where they sell it. Or here in the States, you can integrate it with the ALP. I don't know the full extent of the integration yet. I'm guessing that it's basically going to function as like a remote display and the ability to JTK from the display here. But you do have the ability now to have like one controller for both the radar detector and the laser if you want that, or you can run it completely standalone here with just the RC controller. Now, if we flip around to the back side of the controller, you can see we've got the power port, we've got the speaker cable, and we also have the USB port for updating the radar detector. Now, as far as the display, this is the new display. Now, what I like about it is it's got a magnetically removable display like this. So the back actually stays connected to your car, and then you can just pop on and off the display whenever you like. The display here, it's got a white display. It's got your arrows, your signal strength information, all that good stuff. It allows you to lock out signals if you like. GPS lockouts are available here, just like they are for the Radenso Pro SE. So this guy is pretty much the same platform as we got on the HD Plus, but this is the remote version now, effectively, right? So we've got GPS lockouts here, which we didn't have with the Beltronics 975, and we didn't have with the ALP, but we do have it here with the Radenso RC. So in terms of performance, it's looking good. You've got a number of different features that are available here. I'm going to actually go in and do a separate video talking about just the buttons, what they do, the different menu options, and that kind of stuff. So you can just click this button right up here to see all that stuff. But in any event, you've got a nice standalone setup here. Now, there's actually going to be several different configurations of this that are available, depending on where you live. The standard setup is going to look like this, where you've got one antenna and the Radenso RC controller, right? This is going to retail for $13.99. For those of you guys who encounter the MRCD, like if you live in Edmonton, for example, they're going to make a version of this that is going to support the MRCD. So it's the same antenna, but with MRCD support. That's going to cost an extra $100, so it's going to retail for $14.99. Now, let's say you want the dual antenna setup, so front and rear radar detectors to get your arrows, right? So if you want to do that with the standard setup here, it's going to be an extra $500 to get the second rear antenna. So that's going to retail for $18.99. For those of you guys who want the MRCD version, the second MRCD rear antenna is going to be an extra $600, which would bring the total to $20.99. So these are the expected prices. It's not totally set in stone. It might wind up fluctuating a little bit and varying once it comes out. It's expected to come out in about 6 weeks or so, and I think this is going to be a really promising remote mount radar detector. I want to do another video just kind of going over this guy and how it compares to the other options that are out there, but in any event, I think this is going to be a very solid performer, and I think it's going to be a pretty popular radar detector as well because it's got the performance, it's got the features, the filtering, etc. I mean, arrows, all this good stuff. So I think it's going to be a very popular radar detector. So anyways, this is a first look here and an introduction at the upcoming Radenso RC. Let me know if you guys have any questions. More information will be available on RDF. I'll link you to the Radenso RC discussion and just the Radenso area on RDF, so you can take a look there for full discussion. But other than that, thanks for watching. I'm definitely excited about getting this guy installed in my car and taking it for a spin and seeing what it's like. So good job, Radenso, and definitely looking forward to this one. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.